Hi, my name is Imari Williams, and the object I chose was the feather. I chose the feather because it has three characteristics that I identify with. The first characteristic is that it has a specific design and purpose. The second characteristic that it has is that it can be used in many applications. And then the appearance of the feather. The feather doesn't always show its strength by its appearance. Okay, so to really get into depth on it, when you look at the feather, we know that when it's connected to a bird, it's designed for flight. You know, that's what it encourages, that's what its purpose is. Now, for me, my purpose is not actual flight because I'm a human being, but it's more of a metaphorical one. I try to influence people to think differently than the way they thought before they came into contact with me. I don't want you leaving thinking the same way that you did before. And it doesn't have to be this great cosmic change. It can be something as simple as you all came to class today, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who has been up since 6:30 this morning working. And so the next time, you're having that day where you're like, I just don't want to go to class. Well, I'm not the only one in that boat. Someone else felt that way too. So it can be as small as that. And, and also with my music, with rapping, I feel like I found that too. But you also have to, acknowledge the fact that everyone isn't going to respond to that. So you have to find these venues in which you can influence people in a positive way. And even if it's not positive, just you made them think, And so, and that causes me to move into my second point about the characteristics of the feather, where it can be used in different applications. If you look at the feather, you might look at a arrow and you might see mock feathers on it, or you might see real feathers on it, or you might even go to Old Town Scottsdale, see a chick with feathers in her earrings, as a symbol or something like that. By that I mean that I can be used in different places that I'm not necessarily comfortable with. An example of that is my job. I work with mentally disabled people, but also in the mornings I go and I pick them up and I drive a 15-passenger van, and that was not always the most comfortable thing for me to do because I learned how to drive in a really small cars. Our whole family had just had these tiny little Dodge Neons and whatnot. So you have to learn to adjust. You have to learn to be able and make yourself readily available, and then to do that to the best of your abilities is what I try to go for, and that's how I relate that. Now, to go into the third characteristic of the feather and why I relate to it, it's simply the strength of the feather. I mean, it's really hard to break a feather. You can bend it, you can crack it, but pulling it apart, well, this was coming apart because I've been messing with it all day, practicing, but it's kind of hard. And I relate to that because of past experiences, and it breaks down basically even to my name. My name is a masculine pronunciation of the word Imani. And Imari is the masculine pronunciation of that, and it means faith. And so, I get up every day and I go for these different goals and that I have set before me, and mediocrity is just not something that I want to settle for. One of my goals is to be a strongman champion. And, as an endomorph, it's not easy for someone to look at me and be like, oh, he goes to the gym 7 days a week, he puts it in, he has definition in this area and that area. I work with bodybuilders, I see the things that they do, and I follow their regimen, but that's not my body type. But I do not let that discourage me from getting to the goal that I want. And I hope to reach that goal by the time I'm 30. And it's other things of that nature too. It's when I am working out and I go, oh, I don't want to work this muscle or that muscle, I have to remember that, even when I got this burn on my arm, there was a time where, as a result of this burn, I had to learn how to walk again. So how dare I not go squat that day? How dare I not go deadlift? How dare I not push to be the best I can do? Because if you can learn to do that, you can learn to do this. And so that's just pretty much how I relate the feather to my life. All right.